Hi guys, I'm Smithers, and I got a lot of videos on my channel on how to build drift trikes and stuff like that. I read all the comments and I get emails and stuff, and I do understand not everybody has access to a welder, so what I'm going to try to do tonight is figure out how to build a bolt together drift trike that won't require any welding, and I'm just going to use some basic hardware and maybe just a couple tools, a power drill and a grinder, and let's see what we can figure out. I'm going to build this whole trike with just a couple of these. I'm going to use this drill and grinder, and if some of you don't have access to a grinder and you can get a hold of a circular saw, one of these abrasive blades will go on it and you'd be able to do the whole job with that. And if not, even a hacksaw, if you got time and patience, you can make it happen with that. Alright, this is the bike I got for this project. This is the 20-inch Princess, and this is going to be a low budget bolt together drift trike, and I'm going to go ahead and start cutting it up and stripping her down. Alright, well, if you can see what I did here, I cut the top part of this frame, and then I cut a slot in it, and I bent it down. I squeezed it so it folded inside itself here, and I coped out the bottom part of this metal, and I kind of hammered it into shape a little bit, and I was able to get some tappers in it, and that'll really reinforce this neck. And you want to take your time on this part, cut a little bit at a time, because once you cut it short, it's short, but I got a pretty good fit on that one. What I'm doing right now is I'm making a template, and I use poster board a lot. It's real easy to trace and cut, and you can tape pieces to it, and then that way when I have a real good fit, I trace it onto my sheet metal here, and then I only have to cut that once. Alright, well, this is what my plate looks like. I need to mark the holes all the way around it and trim the tabs down a little bit. But I also need to make a 5/8 hole through this large tab, and my axle will run right through that. Well, I went around this piece and I drilled holes all the way around it, and I kind of trimmed the tabs to size a little bit. And this bracket right here was where the kickstand used to bolt, and see, I put a hole in the plate there. I'll be able to bolt that, and that'll help make it solid. Well, I just got this all bolted up, and if you can see, I got tappers going around the outside edge, but I got solid bolts and nuts. I got one here, and then I got a couple back here by the axle, and it really made this solid, and I'm pretty pleased with that. And this is another piece I made. This was also part of this upper frame, and I'm gonna bolt it right here. It took me a little bit of time to get this one to fit good as well, but it's an important piece, and I'm gonna go ahead and get this bolted up. Well, there it is, installed and finished, and it really sturdied that up a lot, so I'm pretty satisfied with that piece. And I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the rear axle. I slid my axle through. It's extended a little bit extra long on each side, but I'll cut it to size once I figure out how long I need. These are the 2 tires I'm going to use, a couple inflatables, and a couple things I need to do. I need a couple spacer bars that'll go over this, that the wheels will sit against, and I think I'm going to use a couple of these seat posts, and I'm going to get those taken apart and cut to size. But I also need to come up with either a U-bolt or a way to clamp this in place so it doesn't move. So I'll see what I can come up with. Alright, well, I cut both of these seat posts down, and I left a tab on both of them there and bent it, and I'm going to draw a hole through that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that bolt back out and run it through that as well. I'm going to do that on both sides. Well, guys, I got those bolted up, and they're good and solid. And so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to draw a small hole through the axle. I'll slip the wheel on, put a washer, and then a cotter pin will hold it in place, and then I'll be able to cut it to size and do the same thing on the other side. And this is what's left of the frame. I might make a couple angle braces here. Well, I got both wheels installed and pinned in place, and I also made a couple of these braces here, and they're just clamped in place with a U-bolt. Here's what the bottom side of the build looks like. See, I got a U-bolt holding the axle, but the axle can't slide out anyway since the wheel's pinned on each side. Well, I got a seat mounted on it, and I also started to put the front end back together. I still need to make a couple foot pegs for the front of it. I'm just going to bolt a piece of pipe on each side. There's not enough thread left on the axle to screw on a regular set of pegs, but other than that, I need to find a couple pieces of plastic to use on the back wheels. I got the foot pegs bolted on the front here, and I'm gonna go ahead and strip this bike back down, put a paint job on it, and next time you see it, it'll be a finished trike. Here it is, all finished up. I got it painted and reassembled, and I'm pretty happy with the end result. This was a little girl's Barbie bicycle, and I turned it into a pretty respectable and functional drift trike, and I had very little money in it, and I didn't have to lay a weld on any of it. So hopefully I helped someone out, and I really appreciate you guys watching. Thank you.